That's a small one. I was sure they will go for the big one. Let's go again. This feels really brutal right now. And with all the extra mana, we actually can cast another spell as well. Well. Here we go. If this dies, it still lives, you know? And we get so much life gain that we can kinda ignore the problem for a while. This is good. This is kinda what we needed. But unfortunately we are going with this. We life gain 2, which makes a difference. And we get some new cards, like I need some good draws, man. We don't need a land here. Alright, that's a start. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today fully rotation proof Sultai, and I'll tell you man, this deck is so hard to kill, it's insane. With Ancient Cornucopia ×4 together with 3 steps ahead, that man, the 3 modes when you activate all of them and you start copying cornucopias, this gives you more life gain, more mana, and you keep drawing cards with this. So this is absolutely insane synergy that will win you more games than you think. On top of this we have the Tyrant, so when they finally break through, we just have better board than them. When this dies, you get even more life gain, more value. We have Jace to, you know, finish all the control decks easily, and enough counter spells to just force our game plan into the game. So the deck is absolutely sweet. I think you will enjoy it. It's fully rotation proof, so at least 1 year of playing this. So if you aren't subscribed, this is the moment to do it. You can absolutely get all those sweet rotation proof decks, and let's go into action because that's what you are here for. Alright guys. It's either win or lose. if we can hit this on turn 3, we should be absolutely fine. We have a lot of pain lands. We didn't hit any surveillance, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We need to have a land in next 2 turns. Then I think we win. Alright? I think we win. I think we win. Let's make a fake stop just to, you know, mess with our opponent just a little bit. It also fixes our pain land issue. I love this. This is great. Alright, so I think this will be Deadly Cover-Up. This is not a bad card against this deck. Listen, I know it hurts, but we will be tapping out. Yep, they will go with the Pixie and try to repeat it on the next turn. Which is fine. They got good value. But I think we just go Cornucopia and go from there, because we can get card advantage with the Ritual. Our aim in this game is to play a Tyrant, because that will probably beat their whole deck. And they will now force us to discard another 3 steps ahead, which hurts a lot, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We'll main phase this just so we can play a land. This also buffers the pain land nicely. Man, we're actually somehow at 13, so this is a land, and I think we need more card advantage. We need to keep going. Also, it's an instant, so it plays into Cornucopia very well. We need to get into 7 mana, so we need 2 more lands before we die, you know? Alright, Novice Inspector. Okay, that's fine. This is a great card, but I think we just go with this. We want to make sure that we double activate Cornucopia every time. Man, this deck is so popular today. I don't think we need Jace, we just need the Tyrant. We just need to keep playing lands every turn. And with Deduce, we should be able to play the Tyrant on the next turn. If they go super wide, we might go with Deadly Cover-Up. This is only 3 damage. With Cornucopia, we can actually buffer 2 damage a turn very easy. So we are taking 1 damage a turn, which is nothing. Oh yeah, yeah, you can feel it. Rite of Oblivion. They really didn't like the card. And that makes sense. Extremely good for them. Let's play the clue. We live game. And because we are good at Magic, we top decked and a direct answer to this. I'll tell you man, I didn't realize I'm so good at Magic. So they will get the Scry Steel. It's good for them. They will probably take a land, because they had a very strong opening, and that's why they risked taking a 2-lander, because they knew they will attack hand so hard it could be enough. But, well, it might not be enough. Yeah, with this we want to exile everything. I might even go for the Rite of Oblivion, I'm not sure yet. Let's go for this, maybe. Oh man, I'm so hungry. Alright, so we live again here, back to 10, we clear the board, and now, do we want to play Rite of Oblivion? To remove it? They might play land into land when we play the Tyrant, so I think that's the best play. Especially... Oh, holy value! Alright. Do I care if they draw more? Yeah, we care. We care. I want to keep cornucopias. Like, we're not out of the woods. We still need to, get into those high value plays. We have this to protect against Liliana, which is huge. They will absolutely go for the discard. We need to Bitter Triumph, which sucks because... Oh, that's great. I think it's fine. I want my cards are better. Well. Here we go. If this dies, it still lives, And we get so much life gain that we can kinda ignore the problem for a while. I will keep this card. We don't need more mana at this point, and I'm pretty short on value, so discarding this to Liliana is so much better than discarding any of those cards. I need both of them. Hostile Investigator, sure. Here we go. They get very good value, so now we need to burn through all of this, but I think with Tyrant we should be kinda okay. Do we want to give them this card? I think we respectfully decline. I can take the damage. This is probably another one. Is there Liliana? No. There will be Investigator, which is probably one of their highest value cards right now. Alright, so I think we go with Deadly Cover-Up. That means we can attack with the Tyrant if they don't want to give us the value from our cool card. Alright, we will make the value ourselves. We definitely want to investigate here. 3 steps together with Deadly Cover-Up. We life gain. Also nice. You see how it keeps us in the game. And I think we really go for Hostile Investigator. This is a really annoying card when you don't have counter spells in the hand. And we know that they have at least one of them. This is probably the highest value card they have. Now they might play Liliana, but we can remove her instantly. We will have to discard the Maze though. And we're still getting our cool thing. Mirex. I mean, this is a way to kill them, right? We have a lot of mana. I will take it. We cannot activate it on this turn. The Surveil is also nice. But I think having a win con like this is a big deal overall. That's fine. That also means this is a tapland, right? Yep. So they cannot play Liliana, and she's a big deal here. We can also draw a card with a crew. What? Oh, they had different one, sure. Alright. Unfortunate, but what can we do? Drop it. And we have to go with Triumph, right? Let's wait until the end step, because they might have something to exile the crew when we don't have the mana. And we don't need to even care about the life gain. We life gain here, we pay 3 life.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish, after all.
Okay, I guess... Okay, I don't know what happened. I need to watch the replay. Anyway, another Tyrant. Have you seen this one before? And that means we will get a pretty good value here. A land. Alright. Land is also pretty good. It gives us more cottage power. We don't want another one though. Like the value from this land is that it gives you 1 extra turn of drawing good cards. Because you can assume that it was a dead draw. Alright. Sure, that is a problem. But we'll go with it. I think this is a token already? I don't even remember, man. No, it's not. The problem is that we're absolutely overdrawing lands right now. And we have to draw even more, which is not great. We need to see what the card... Well, I hope you enjoyed this 3 card advantage that we just got. Well, this is a disaster. Well, this is an actual disaster. I think we need to start attacking just because of how bad this draw went. We deal 4 damage a turn. They can use the Fortress and try to accelerate, the Death Clock, but we have double Cottage, so hopefully we can... This is the only way I can use those lands, man. Pixie. So they will use the Tiffing Blade and kill it. Well, their draws definitely beat ours, that's for sure. Like, we drew 3 lands, he drew Pixie. That basically doubles one of his best cards. So, I guess we need to take a Might here. That means a lot of extra damage. That's not where we wanted to be, but this is where we are. This might force us to be defensive, but we cannot be defensive against Shouldered. So it's a little bit rough here. Okay, this is actually really good. I have such a bad draw that this is the least impact he can make. I think we can double attack, right? More lands. Is that 4th or 5th land in a row? At this point you are really falling super behind. But I mean, he doesn't have stuff, right? So he can block this at the most, and that's 10 damage. Am I missing something, or he forgot to block and win the game? Let's go for... Yeah, I guess this was it. Alright, even drawing 5 lands in a row didn't help our opponent. He plays Takenuma, so let's make sure that we get rid of the annoying cards. Right? It is a one game. He just didn't need to attack with Sharded, and worst case he can just block the Cottage. That means no lethal, and he life gains even more on the next turns, then he can use the Fortress. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go for the Cottage. We need to unlock our black mana for removal, because it's still the same deck, you know? Like, we will be forever playing against red decks that have 1 and 2 mana hasters, until, you know, some cards will start to be printed. Alright, so Resolute Reinforcements probably. Let's go for the Shores. This is a nice one. There is no good counterplay to Resolute Reinforcements, because it's 2 cards in 1. Unless you have, you know, some kind of counter spell. But they're not very efficient for Dimir. Play with Fire is way better, and this puts our opponent super behind. This is not what he should be playing at this stage of the game. We can counter it, but we don't need to. I'm not really sure what we're playing. Boros generally doesn't play with fires at all. And I think we wait, because I actually want Joint Exploration to ramp us. And with this, I'm not sure what we're... It feels like Boros Control, honestly. In which case, we should be having extremely cool game. Angel deck. Alright, that would make sense, but we have Joint Exploration. That's huge. Do you want a land here? I'm not sure. I want a counter... Well, those are good cards, man. Oh, but they're not lands. I think I take this one, because that gives me the chance to play a land. Or draw a land, basically. I would really love to. You know what? This is probably the second best thing. I really like Cornucopia. This is insanely cool card. And that means we can go for the throat at every angel that we play. Play with Fire is fine. They definitely don't have the opening they want, but they might be scared to play good angels into go for the throats, because they know we have them. Like, at this point it's guaranteed. Giada, yep. And they probably want to get more value from her. So we see, that's why go for the throats are so good. And now we untap with 3 steps ahead and 5 mana. So yeah, they don't have caverns. Land is a great draw. This is extremely good one. I could go for Joint Exploration, but then I cannot 3 steps ahead. If we had more value, I could just, instead of drawing cards, yeah, they will try to burn us, and we can fully ignore it. They need more damage than this. Here they come. So we can counter it. I think he will scoop if we think for half a minute. I will counter spell it. No, we don't need to. I will just kill it at the end step. It's good enough. We're so live in, right? And in case, like, this might be a tap land, right? In which case we will play it. Do I want this? I kinda want, especially that we know that the next draw is nice. See? And now we have untapped. Those are the cool plays. Alright, let's see it. So our opponent is definitely lacking on the pressure. We answered so far literally everything, and the only cards we didn't answer didn't matter, because they are bet against control. And now we keep our best cards against what he has here. I think this is a good target to just go for it. I want Cornucopia, but I don't think we have enough. We lack 1 mana. Man, if we allow this... Okay, listen. I shouldn't do it, but I will do it. I think it's cool. Just because it's 3-3 against Cornucopia, which means we should have a lot of time against this. And on the next turn we'll probably 3 steps ahead with Cornucopia, you know, duplication. I don't want to waste it. It's super cool card. And this will take forever to kill us because we can mitigate... Alright, that's an interesting one. I will go for tapped and untapped land. I don't need Mirex here. I just want to make sure that the next counterspell is stronger. When I copy it, I can fully ignore Seraph for the rest of the game, basically, because we can life gain 4 a turn and he deals 3 a turn. And we still have Negate. They have some non-creature spells, but I don't think they will matter too much. It's probably just removal. And when we have enough mana, we can just go Deadly Cover-Up. Down to 13. I want them to cast something. I really need them to cast something. They have a lot of Cavern of Souls, so we need to be careful. Thank you, this is probably the best one. And with this, I'm pretty sure we won the game. Like, this is insane value that we are getting against extremely low value that they are getting. By the way, I was trying this card, it's really like a cool card, but it's hard to make use. And with this draw, oh man, this is brutal. I don't even need sweepers. Like, we can just life gain more than this does. Let's go for the Scry or Surveil. And you can see that if they don't punish you quick enough, they have absolutely no counterplay. And we go Deduce on this turn, so we can life gain. And then we probably go Farsight Ritual on the clue. Or maybe we just draw a card, because we know one of the cards from the top is nice. And as you can see, this Seraph, thanks to Cornucopia, we basically got an extra counterspell that look how much value gave us. Because we can ignore this, and that means we need 1 less removal, basically. And we still have Deadly Cover-Up for the Seraph, so if they play second one to avoid, you know, go for the throats, we just sweep everything. The lifelink doesn't matter, honestly. I wonder if they should go for Vigilance in a way. Or I guess it makes our lands harder to kill them. They have a lot of value. With this we should get really good trades, so let's go for it. This should be better value than 1 extra card. And you know, the life gain is brutal. Especially if 2 Cornucopias, like, you have so much. See? Those are the win cons. And you just keep getting more and more, while they get less and less. With those Cornucopias also, all the burn spells can be fully ignored. So you don't need to counterspell even, you know, the normal amount. You are just super ahead in every way. So whenever they go for any play, we 3 steps ahead and copy Cornucopia again. Man, it's actually more fun to copy Cornucopia than just drawing those 2 extra cards. Like, it gives you so much. With 3 of them, we need just 1 spell a turn to fully negate this. And that gives you the stability that lets you get better value of your cards. Because if I was pressured for this, I would have to make some bad plays just to counteract it. I probably will have to play Negate into everything they play, so I can just trade the card. Yep, that's a small one. I was sure they will go for the big one. Let's go again. This feels really brutal right now. And with all the extra mana, we actually can cast another spell as well. 1, 2, and we still get extra cards. And when they go too wide, at this point we should probably get Mirex. I don't need 1 negate for sure. Just to close the game with this one. And we keep doing it until they scoop, man. Oh man, I can absolutely ignore everything they do. And this is so fun. And they're in the game, but they really shouldn't. Like, they lost... Like, they didn't have enough pressure early game to threaten us. And now we are in this super late game, where they cannot really touch us in any way. Especially with Mirex, it will get harder and harder for him to make any plays. We can just go like this, right? And it will start to be scared. Now we go for the Farsight. We don't need to bargain right now. We just need the life gain. We're still at 13. We will go to 14 on this turn, just thanks to the life gain. Oh, this is the type of value. Man, this was instant scoop when he sees those cards. The Tyrant is absolutely devastating. That means they can never burst us. Alright, let's see this one. You know, a very demirish hand. We will take it. We have the Deduce, so we should be able to get into better answers. And with Go for the Throat, we should have some answers. You know what? I'll take it. Just because if I hit Cornucopia, I want to instantly play it. Like, it's a big card. Our opponent, I mean, you know the drill. Let's hope for a Goblin on the next turn or a Slick Shot. Those are the best possible draws for us. Let's go with the River. We don't want to pain ourselves this matchup. But, well, maybe I should play the Island. Not a big deal, but maybe. That's it. I hope for a 2-drop. That's as good as it gets for us. If they just go Lightning Strike, that would be... Okay, this is the best case scenario. Just Lightning Strike, because we can fully ignore it and Deduce. But, of course, they will play something. I think they have multiple spells and they are trying to figure out which one is the best one. If they go Slick Shot, I actually... So normally they fully avoid your removal, which puts you 2 mana behind. But because we have the Deduce, we can actually completely ignore it. That's nice. That's nice. We cannot tap for Jace because we die. This is the gameplay pattern with Slick Shot I absolutely don't like. I don't understand if that's a good decision. Slick Shot forces everyone to play at instant speed, so for a control deck it's not a big deal, but for any deck that isn't a control, it's a disaster. Like, you cannot tap out ever, because you die instantly. This can dish out like 15 damage with no problems. Scamp. A very scampy scamp. Alright. Man, I'm so happy with this Deduce. Alright, Rukus, sorry. Not Reckless, just Rukus. This will be insanely good turn, and we have no counterplay to this. We don't have Cornucopia, which is really bad. I think we have to go for the Throat into Negate. I think this is what we have to do. That means we cannot go for the Cottage. We could go for Jace, and I'm pretty sure then we die, right? And this is insane. On the next turn we can go Deadly Cover-Up, which... Well, this will be hard, man. They have 2 creatures that scale perfectly. They will go with Rokus on the Scamp and then play this. This will already be 3-2. And we don't have good ways to play around this stuff, man. I'm doing it because I think it can mitigate enough damage to make us alive. And it will be way better on the next turns. They really want to super pump it to oblivion. And they can kill us right now, but I think there is a chance they don't have good enough draw to do it. And then we can Deadly Cover-Up and suddenly we are in a good spot. But we'll see, They might just as well go super crazy. Ancestral Anger is the best case scenario for them, because it costs 1 mana, 0 cards, 0 anything, it's just 1 mana. And because it draws you cards, very often you get a land from the top. I think that was the draw, which means it's literally 0 mana, 0 cards play. Monstrous Rage is the second best one because it amplifies like crazy. Alright. Already 14 damage. I hope you are enjoying it. That's what I mean. Moment you tap, you instantly lose the game. I don't think it's a healthy playing pattern. Even for a mono red, that's a really bad case. And mono red is already not a very fun archetype for any of the players. So yeah, bro. Like, how many plays do you think you have? Whew. Like, they dealt 28 damage because we tapped for a single turn. And I don't see any problems with this gameplay pattern. Alright, we're going first. We will be against aggro, and we don't this is not an amazing hand. I don't think we can afford it. Like, we need better draw. Okay, this one is a better draw. Let's get rid of Negate, because it's not guaranteed to work in every matchup. Let's go with this one. We need to draw a lot of cards, but those are okay cards. We just need more. Alright. I will probably join Exploration just to hit my land and play Cornucopia and go from there. Like this, man, we are fighting against the Shuffler like nothing else right now. But I think we can win. Against the Shuffler, of course. Not sure what our opponent is playing. It seems to be a mono-white control. Let's go with Joint Exploration. We don't ramp, but hitting a land is a ramp, and we would actually mess it. Right, so the last card in the deck, we know what it is, and you know, it's not my favorite land for early game, but at least I know I hit a land, you know? Okay, this one is better. No, this one is better because it saves us 1 life. And I think with the rest of the mana and Cornucopia, we should be okay. Alright, that's it. Instant Field of Ruin. Out of nowhere, but we are kinda fine with it. Like, I don't mind. It's not our main win con, basically. We will go with... Oh, we already hit our basics. Alright, that's kinda scary. Tiny Bone joins up. Alright. You are getting, my friend, a go for the throat. You deserve it. It's for you. Well, definitely good opening for our opponent. He's not mono-white as well. I think we will try to tank some damage. It's a little bit scary, but I don't think we can risk Jace into this. They can attack our hand and both of our cards are great. Alright, instantly. As I said, they definitely try to punish it, which sucks. This is extremely bad for us. I think we need Farsight Ritual more than anything else, so let's go. It's extremely good card for, you know, for our opponent. And I mean, we have to go with Farsight Ritual. It's not looking great. Our opponent had extremely nice start against what we have, and he definitely punished our mulligan. Because we are bad at Magic, we of course had to mulligan. A good player would never do it. I'm going for non-bear game because I have so little that I just need to be lucky at this point. You know, we are super behind, especially after this mulligan. Also gave up one of the best cards with a Negate against this matchup, because this matchup is so rare that you don't mulligan for it. Alright, so we take this into... So the rest goes through, so we will take a land for a discard and we use Tear Asunder to get rid of Liliana. Our opponent got insane value from this, but we are kinda, you know, finishing this part of the game, hopefully. They will attack. That means it opens the Reef, but if they don't tap mana, I expect a go for the throat. But I'm pretty sure they have it. That means we have to main phase this, just because it's so devastating to our game plan. And we life gain so much that we can fully ignore it for the rest of the game. So it's nice, we don't need to removal on this anytime soon. I definitely want to 3 steps ahead on as much mana as possible. So he wanted us to activate the Reef, attack Liliana, and he would use Go for the Throat. Yeah, we're not doing it. Oh my god, this is so good for our opponent. Alright, we will have to draw a sweeper then. That was prepared for a Reef, by the way. That's how they wanted to answer it. But that means they can't resolve the next big thing. And I'll take it. With the extra life gain from Cornucopia, we have way more time than normally, and I really want to get extra value. Like, I'm so short on value, I need to, you know, go for those bad plays just to recover. And 4 damage return is not the worst. I think they should -1. This is not enough pressure to force us into place. And Negate. Not in this situation, no, it's not good here. See, they always have at least 2 mana open when we can go for the Reef attack. And it's not very good, it taps us super hard. The problem is that they can keep doing it, and there's no counterplay from us, because we have 2 little cards. They have more board, more cards, basically everything, and we had to discard our win con even. 4 damage, sure. I think they really bank on this Reef. With First Strike, of course, this wasn't a good play. This is good. This is kinda what we needed. This is 5, and we cannot go for the copy. That would be great if we could copy it. But unfortunately, we are going with this. We life gain 2, which makes a difference. And we get some new cards, like I need some good draws, man. We don't need a land here. Alright, that's a start. That is a start. They seem to be having something else. I will actually probably defend this if I can. Alright. We can go joint exploration for the life gain, which I think we will do. Just, you can see how much it buffers damage from this. We can kinda ignore the Emperor thanks to this. So we have to draw this and we have to dump this. See, we are trying to slowly recover from this absolutely abysmal early game, and we're on a good track. Like, our deck is trying to smooth out the bad draws. A Pixie. They will go for Tiny Bones, it seems. We can counter it. Or we can just draw extra cards. Alright. And now they want to cast it again. I honestly think we just go Farsight Ritual. It should be good enough. Like, if we discard Negate, it kinda did the same thing. And I don't want to bargain, because those Cornucopia's life gain is extremely important for us. We gain life, we gain life. I think those are the cards. Alright, I need to discard. You know what? I'm going for Negate, just because they have so little. Like, I thought it's more of a mono-white control with, you know, the big Emperor, this kind of stuff, but it's different. Alright, they fully tap, they are going all in, they feel they need more pressure. 8, 9 damage. That's a lot, but it's not enough. And now we can clear the board, they will start to rebuild, that's why we keep the next Deadly cover up. And I'm not sure what we are discarding. Right, we start with this, and we probably want a counter spell. It's tempting to keep it for some kind of discard, but I don't think we have luxury to do it. And we'll definitely exile something from their deck. Let's keep the Jace. We cannot reuse it, but you know, there's no reason to keep it probably. But I will still do it. All right, we life gain even more. If not those Cornucopias, we would actually be dead probably right now. Alright, and my thinking is either Pixie or the Guardian. I think it's Pixie. This is a very annoying card. And they play a lot of them. Alright. Akrazot, sure. Yep. A lot of blink stuff. They really like discarding our hand. We don't want to discard on this turn. Absolutely not. We need the Cardo from 3 steps ahead, and I believe we can even copy the Cornucopia. So if anything goes that can be ignored for a moment, I'm absolutely ignoring it for a moment. We know their hand. That's huge. They don't have 7 mana for this. That would be so insane for them. And instead, they will be forced to play this into a counter spell. I want a lot of mana, man. And while this is okay, I'll take it. Of course, we can activate the Reef, but it's not a great deal for us. We have enough life gain that we can ignore a lot of threats. Yeah, we will see. If he just passes the turn, it can be a problem for us. But I hope they will just go for the Virtue right now. Especially they've seen that I kept on top, so it means that my next draw is good. Alright. I think they won't play it. I think they're smart. Which can be a problem for us. Alright, okay, never mind. I'm so happy they did it. I think we can go for all the modes. Right? This is how we roll. And suddenly we have the 3rd Cornucopia, which means even more life gain. So we can actually ignore this for a very long time. And we don't need the land. That's great. And man, we are recovering. We are actually recovering. And we can go for removal on the Emperor as well. That's huge. They can exile this, right? Exile target non-land permanent. That's not the type of removal we want to see. That's a little bit annoying. Can I sweep the board and activate the Reef? I have so much mana, I think I can. Okay, I think we can do it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You know what? I think we actually will go for... Let's go like this. For Virtue. Like, this is the card I don't think I can beat. At least not with the current draw. Yeah, let's remove it. This is the one threatening card. Oh, they didn't have more. Sure, that's fine. Normally, if you are super competitive, you just can write the whole deck or make a screenshot, but you know, we are not wasting time for this kind of plays. And now we can get rid of the Emperor permanently. And now he tapped out, so he cannot prevent it. Sure. Let's go. Alright. Not the best cards, not the worst ones, but Emperor is out. Ladies and gentlemen, we kinda fixed this whole early game thing. And I cannot believe this is the same game. And as you can see, even from this kind of opening, we actually recovered. Cornucopia is an insane card. I tell you, it's worth to splash green just for this card. Alright, discussion time. Let's talk about the deck. Honestly, Sultai is basically like a Dimir with green, and with Celestus gone, Ancient Cornucopia is one of my favorite cards. You have seen that having two of those in the board actually makes so much pressure against aggro that they need to change their whole game plan because they cannot burst you in time. The fact that we play so many instants is just, you know, makes it so much easier just to double trigger this, and if you have two of them in the board, gaining 4 life at each turn cycle is not a big deal, especially like with things like Joint Exploration that you main phase and you find another instant for their turn, so you can buffer so much damage with this deck. It's not close to like Azorius or especially Dimir that usually struggles with this kind of pressure. With the Farsight Ritual on top of the Deduce and, you know, theoretically you can sacrifice Cornucopia if you are against the wall. You can get some serious value, but to be honest, like, I'm not focusing on the bargain. You only do it if you really need a key card in one of the turns and you just need to, you know, dig for it. Especially usually it's Deadly Cover Up or like Tyrant or something, or Jace, or maybe a counter spell. So you just do it in extremely key moments. You don't really want to waste value. Cornucopia is one of your best cards. Even if you have empty hand, the fact that you get more time to draw your good cards just isn't a way a card for you. With the Tyrant, our end game is absolutely devastating. You can try to, you know, switch Jaces and get 2 extra slots for some cool plays, but I wanted to be responsible. Against aggro decks, this is absolute showstopper. Against control decks and everything that tries to defend forever, Jace is absolutely devastating. We still have Mirex, we don't have Field of Ruins because we don't really have slots. Sultai mana is not the easiest one, and you know, we don't have some of the dual lands even, and of course no Triumph, so it gets a little bit rough. That's why you don't see natural forest in this deck. We are mostly a Dimir deck with some green splash. We want green on turn 3 and on turn 7. And that's it. We also played Deadly Derision. We didn't see it in the game, but I think it's a nice addition. It's a very versatile removal that perfectly sets you up for a Tyrant 1 turn before they expected. And this card is insane. I love this. I love this and Cornucopia. So even though you don't have so many green cards in this deck, they are extremely key to the survivor of your deck. And don't forget, Joint Exploration also has a kicker. So if you have a really good draw, you can play Tyrant way faster than your opponent expects, and this is insane card just because when it dies, it just comes stronger and it helps you recover fully. So the card is absolutely insane. One of my favorite green cards for sure. So I hope you enjoyed the deck. Thank you for watching. As always, you guys are absolutely awesome. And yeah, I know I keep saying it, but it's just truth. Like, I'm so thankful that you are enjoying those decks, that you are commenting every day. Like, it's just so nice to see. So thank you for that. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys tomorrow.
With